All right, let's talk about when the distributive property has a fraction multiplier. For example, 3/11 times n plus 77. Now, I know this looks a little weird, but it's the same thing we've done before with the distributive property. Whatever number is to the left of the parentheses with nothing between that number and the parentheses is the multiplier. So that's the 3/11 in this situation. We're still going to take that multiplier and distribute it to both terms inside of the parentheses. So 3/11 times n and 3/11 times 77. The addition still will stay in between. Well, 3/11 times n is still 3/11 n. You can just get rid of the multiplication dot. But what about 3/11 times 77? All right, you have a choice. For those of you who are allowed to use a calculator, you can find your fraction key on your calculator and you can take 3/11 times 77. You will get the answer of 21. If you're not using a calculator, you can use the rules you've learned from math grade 6 for multiplying fractions. 3/11 times 77, you can put the 77 over 1. And then from here, you can do this awesome little trick that only works with multiplication of fractions. If there's a number in the denominator and a number in the numerator that happen to be divisible by the same factor, then you can go ahead and cross those out or divide those out. Some kids will not show what they're dividing by, and that's fine. But we can take the 77 and the 11, divide them both by 11. If you don't show the dividing by 11s, that's fine, but you should show the results that you get from dividing. So 11 divided by 11 is 1, 77 divided by 11 is 7, and then you will multiply the results. 3 times 7 is 21. 1 times 1 obviously is 1, and we all know 21 over 1 is the same thing as just 21. Now, the distributive property can also be used to make a multi-digit multiplication problem become easier, especially when you do not have a calculator. Here's what I mean. 24 is the same as 20 and 4. In other words, 20 plus 4. And you can take the 8 times the 20 and get 160. Take 8 times 4, 32. Again, this is the idea of the distributive property. Addition stays in between. Add them together, you get 192. This might be easier than lining up off to the side the 24 times 8 and doing the old traditional algorithm of multiplying a two-digit number to a single-digit number. Distributive property can be the easier way. Here's another example. 362 times 5. Sounds like something you wouldn't be able to do in your head. But if you think of 362 as 360 and 2, you can then distribute 5 to each of those parts. 5 times 300, 1,500. 5 times 60, well, you know 5 times 6 is 30. Put on another 0, you get 300. 5 times 2 gives you 10. Then you can add each of those parts together. 10 plus double 0 is still 10. 300 plus the 500 makes 800. And then you still have the 1,000, 1,810.